Testing, testing.
Tonight we will be honoring our boys basketball seniors. Give them a round of applause. As each senior comes to the look forward to bring their parents who are also Coach Dawson and his coaching staff will present them with tokens of our appreciation. At this time, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Mayor.
Good evening, Panthers. Tonight, we not only
Testing.
for basketball team, a special young lady who is giving just as much as these boys have to us every Tuesday and Friday night. First, we're going to introduce a senior, Miss Tiffany Eaton. Tiffany is the daughter of British fame. She has served 2 years at Woodlawn, Panthers. She trained on the Texas Southern University and followed the Texas broadcast. First of her time is being Panthers and able to motivate the group of the lady. She said that the 2 people that have impacted her life the most really are Mr. Merrick, the one in Jackson. She leads to fellows. She wants out to beat projects, all of the goals, projects, and McKinley. People to accomplish evil goals, and don't let anyone your way. Let's give it up to Sheriff Lee. Our next speaker, wearing number 4, SS4, Kevin Sanders.
Testing, testing.
Favorite athlete is Mr. Kobe Bryant, and every basketball player stay focused on home. Hey, I'm experienced golf players. You know as Mr. McKinley, look what Joe Jackson. Jones, the son of Joseph and Patricia Delta Jr. He's been in the McKinley basketball team for the last 4 years. College choices are going to be the Southern University of UL. He's planning on making an account. His most fond memory is playing teammate for you. Echoing with his father. He said to his fellow basketball players, all you have is each other, and hold on to one another and make each other accountable. Joe Pelkey. Our fourth team, number 16, the big man, Mr. Keon Brown. Keon is the son of Brian Peter Reed, member of the McKinley basketball team for years. His college choice was undecided. However, he will be majoring in either engineering and master's degree in architecture. His most fond memory is the night he scored 21 points in the KC game. His band is the most impactful person he's had. Senior here in McKinley, the athlete is the junior. He says, God is his faith because he is living proof that if you work hard, anything can happen and he will remain undefeated. He says to us, our players, remember that a man isn't fit to live if he wouldn't what he believes in. Mr. K.D. Keon Brown. Amen. Not the big guy, big Rose. Number 20, Keon. The son of the youth shepherd at Denzel Park, member of the McKinley High team for 6 years, and he will be attending Tulane University in the fall. He's undecided about a major. His most impactful person is his grandmother. His favorite athlete. Let's give it up all the singers. While we have this moment we have independent, so we have the seniors depending how that understands things as well. On last Friday, we had an award ceremony here in McKinley honoring and we had almost 500 honor students here in McKinley High. In itself, it's a true and that's a testament to all seniors, give a round of applause, parents give your seniors a round of applause.
At this time, Coach Jackson, Coach Rob, and Coach Secretary will begin to move in your please. The 617 will introduce you to the person in his name and celebrating for the season. All the seniors to the floor, take a picture. Turn this up. give it up one more time for our seniors. Let's have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, well, we said quarter in that 5, right? Was quarter in that 5? How about in that 6?
They want to start doing some balling.
Yeah, that's good. That's not easy.
I know, right?
I can't be at the night, but everybody knew they were. We had about 10.
Right.
Now all of them. It's just so many. Right, right. Back then you had the 10 top girls.
Check it out.
Please rewind the votes that we've drawn.
Got it real smoky in there. Like a bomb that went off.
With that, we beat you 8 good evening. Today is Friday, February the 20th, 2015, and if you haven't figured out by now, we are live here at McKinley High School on tonight's regular season finale for the Panthers. It is District 5 matchup against the Woodlawn Panthers. Either Hemphill and Charlie, Ryan Gerard,
I'm happy to be here tonight.
Woodlawn's record. Woodlawn has a season of 7-20. They're 1-8 in district play. The Panthers are not the McKinley Panthers. McKinley Panthers are 19-12. 6 of 30 district play. They're on the high school. There's an obvious difference in stature between the Woodlawn Panthers and McKinley Panthers. This game is probably time just by halftime.
Yeah, we could be. Well, you also get this one time. had to find two of them. That's why I asked you. Y'all good now, huh? Yeah, we good now. They ready tonight. I can tell they. Yeah. This just tune up for y'all going into. Not looking ahead, but you know, seeing how y'all play. Good.
Those guys have been on the squad for a while, and it's going to be fun to watch them go out in their final home game.
Right, and that's pretty much that's a good advantage to have all season. Those guys will be leaders and can teach the young guys who are coming up behind them. Be able to see the structure.
Senior leadership in high school athletics is really important. I think you'll see a lot of those on this late season.
Yes, indeed. Here we go. We're going to get ready for the starting lineup right here.
You got it?
Please stand and move up. We have a starting lineup for the Woodlawn Panthers. Coach Fernandez, assistant coaches Brent Gustav, CFO Stephen Barrett, and Shannon Alvarez. Starting at guard, number 53, Amon Arrington. Starting at guard, number 12, EJ Powers. Starting at forward, number 23, Josh Brown. Starting at forward, number 16, George London. And starting at forward, number 20, Jalen Johnson. And now, it's a lineup for the year, the Panthers High Panthers, starting at guard,
Do that again.
Oh, hold on. Starting at forward, number 15, Downtown. Brown. And starting at number 2, Woodlawn. Let's go. I was checking that out. Very, very well done with those young ladies.
Here we go. Another one over there, Ralph. Ralph, there's another one right there. Right there. Get the skittle off the court. See that skittle on the court? Yeah, look towards the center court. Look towards the center. Look towards the center. See the orange right there? Going down the middle, in the middle. Where the Panthers at, in the middle. Right there. Ain't but one of them, but it's right in the middle. In this line, right there. You see the orange. Right there. And there's Brown again, offensive rebound. He goes back up with the 3-point play. Man, the Panthers come out really hot. Looks like they're going to call a foul. Who's that foul? They call a foul? Call a foul actually that time. Woodlawn gets the ball. Number 12 brings the ball up. He gets time and pulls a three-pointer and nails it. Nice shot. McKinley down the ball, bring the ball back over to Sanders. Sanders to Joe Delpit. Joe Delpit brings it inside. They get the ball inside to Keon Smart. Hey, he loses control of the ball. Hey, box two! Box two! Knocked out by Woodlawn. By Brown from McKinley. Looks like Woodlawn is coming out and trying to take their time. Play a half-court set. McKinley tried to trap him that time. They swing the ball out in the corner. And number 20, Jalen Johnson takes the shot. He gets the ball on the offensive rebound. Swings the ball over to number 12, E.J. Powers, for another three-point shot.
And just like that, well, it looks like Woodlawn has a pulse so far as they are actually leading here 6-4.
And this was very unexpected. They only won one game in the district. I think McKinley may be coming out a little bit overconfident.
And I sincerely hope not, because I tell you what, these young people all have pride, and nobody just wants to be cannon fodder for their opponent in the regular season finale. So I expect the McKinley Panthers to settle down a little bit. They look like defensively they might not be as focused as they should be, but there's a lot of basketball to be played.
Yes, let's hope so. You don't want to give a team like this any confidence, though, because it's time to see the growth. And just as we said, there goes Brown with the steal all the way to the cup. Oh, misses the chippy.
Pick up by Kyle Woods.
Kyle Woods gets the rebound. Into Sanders, back into Brown. Brown gets another tip, and they couldn't corral it.
Gotta finish that. You've got to finish that. And so Jordan London gets the rebound. There's a shot put up from the arc, no good. Rebound again by the Woodlawn Panthers. That's Jalen Johnson. He goes up. That shot is no good, but there's a whistle. And looks like possession will go back to the McKinley Panthers. That is a team foul against Woodlawn.
Yeah, it was an offensive foul that time by Johnson. He got the offensive rebound and tried to go back up with it, but McKinley was in good defensive position to take the charge. So it's going to be McKinley's ball, 5 minutes and 8 seconds left. The score is 6-4 McKinley. The ball comes across half court, goes to Sanders, swings back to Kyle Woods. It gets it down to Keon in him. Down it.
Smart gets his own. He gets his own rebound and trickles loose. Kyle Woods, Johnny on the spot, goes up and he's fouled. And that will send Woods to the line to shoot two. That foul, we'll see who the call is against. They're saying it's against number 22. That's Josh Brown. And so Kyle Woods will go to the line and try to tie the score.
Yeah, we can see right there the height and the size advantage that McKinley High Panthers have on the inside. But we've seen already they missed 3 or 4 different layups, one by Brown and a couple of them by Keon Smart.
They missed some easy ones, and now Kyle Woods has missed the front end of his free throws. Got to settle down here. You do not want this team to get any kind of confidence. This is a team with their lack of success can be crushed early, but don't let them think they have a puncher's chance in this game. That's how upsets happen.
He misses both free throws, but he gets the ball back, swings it to Sanders for the three-point shot, and he missed that hit. And there we go with the offensive rebound. Just that time, Keon Smart was able to get the offensive rebound and put it up and in. Now the score is tied at 6-6. We still have 4 minutes and 33 seconds left. And here, McKinley is subbing in already. They're bringing in Donald Hunter.
And here come the Woodlawn Panthers. There's Johnson. I'm sorry, that's Brown, rather. 1-2 step. And, oh, boy, this is something that happened the last time we covered the McKinley Panthers. Keon Smart was on 12. Really? Okay, so they called that one on Delpit. I thought for a moment it was going to be against Keon Smart. He got in foul trouble very, very early and did not make it through the fourth quarter last time. Josh Brown at the line. And we'll see his first shot, and it is, there's the buzzer. He makes his first one, and Woodlawn regains the lead.
Yeah, on that last play, actually, Keon Smart had held his position, and Josh Brown actually took the ball up, but Joe Delpit was the one that actually reached in. And I was looking to see what the official, which number he was going to call, and he called 12. So that's how that turned out. So he makes his first free throw, and Josh Brown makes his second free throw. And now the score is 8-6.
So Brown makes both buckets. Here come the Panthers. Russell Daniels with the ball over to Sanders. To Daniels, a three-point specialist. Jacks up a high one off the back of the iron. And a very nice rebound by E.J. Powers. And over his back goes Donald Hunter. And that is another foul. And, boy, McKinley's racking him up early. That's the fourth team foul against the Panthers. And Coach Dotson is giving some friendly words of advice. His team just doesn't look very focused, quite frankly.
They actually don't. They don't look focused. Maybe the senior night, their minds are going a little bit about it. You know, sometimes you can get emotionally, and you kind of overlook this team. And you think from their record, you think, well, this is an easy win. We'll just go out here and like the team is going to lay down. But, hey, these guys are competitive. They have a fire in their iron, and they're fired up tonight.
Samuel Sanders with a quick putback, and we are tied at 8. And they are struggling. Woodlawn was struggling to get the ball out of the backcourt. Finally, Josh Brown kicks it over in the corner. There's a ball fake. Now stepping up in the lane is Powers. Kicks it out. Ooh, that was almost a carry. Ahmad Arrington with the rock now. He's trying to dribble around Keon Brown. I will tell you that effort is fruitless. You might want to consider passing. Now with the ball is, that's about 3 steps taken by Jordan London. That shot is no good. And here come the McKinley Panthers. It's over in the corner. Russell Daniels for 3. Oh, net, no rim. Russell Daniels, 11-8, McKinley on top.
And sometimes that's all it takes is a big shot like a three-pointer to be able to turn the momentum around, because it's really all about effort. I've already seen a couple of bad calls that was missed already by these referees. I hope they get that in check.
Keon Brown with a nasty floater. Oh, boy. Now here come the McKinley Panthers we expected to see, as we're now under 3 minutes remaining in the opening period. Woodlawn really struggling to get across half court. Powers kicks out. It's deflected out of bounds to the cheerleaders by Donald Hunter. Here comes the substitutions with 2:53 remaining in the opening period.
And I like what Coach Dawson is doing right there. He's taking Sanders out of the game, brought in a substitution for him, and he instantly went to him and told him what he was doing wrong. And that's the way you want to coach a guy. He scarred him a little bit, but he actually put his arm around him and was able to let him know what he was doing wrong.
Shot from the corner rattles out, no good by Jalen Johnson. Rebound by the Panthers. Here they come down the court. With the ball is Woods over to Donald Hunter for 3. Rattles off, no good. Rebound by the Woodlawn Panthers. Xavier Lodge picking it up. And here they come across the timeline. Now with the ball is Ahmad Arrington. Arrington kicks it all the way over to Gallo. And Gallo now is going to hold the ball. Kicks it all the way back to Jalen Johnson. He's being guarded by Woods.
The plan that Woodlawn is trying to do is actually, they know they're overmatched, so they have to try to limit the possession that we have in the game. So they're going to take their time and try to catch McKinley slipping on some type of backdoor cut to get easiest basket as they can.
No, you're absolutely right. As Jalen Johnson misses rebound by the McKinley Panthers, and Keon Smart deflects it out of bounds. But, yeah, their only hope to stay competitive in this game is to hold the ball as long as they can and take high percentage shots and make those shots. Now, they've been successful at holding the ball in the last possession, not so much at making the shots.
We'll see how this works, and Woodlawn inbounds the ball up under their goal. And he swings the ball out.
Oh, they are struggling.
Yeah, they're struggling to move the ball. And DJ Powers again.
Low percentage shot. Samuel Sanders with the rebound, and there's a whistle. And there's a foul. That's against Randy Gallo. So that's the third team foul already against Woodlawn here in this first period with 1:50 to go in the opening period. But, yeah, you can't, if you have this disadvantage, you're going to hold the ball for that long. You can't just jack up threes with guys who are not high-percentage shooters. You got to find some way to penetrate inside, get into the wing. As Joe Delpit takes a 1-2 step, he is fouled. That's against Arrington, and that's going to send Delpit to the line.
And now the fouls are starting to rack up a little bit. McKinley is starting to settle in a little bit, starting to get their momentum going. The defense of his pressure is starting to go a little bit, and so you're starting to see the results of it. Starting to pay out. The score is 13-8. And McKinley, Kyle Woods takes a deep three-pointer and misses it. Rebound that time, Jalen Johnson.
That's correct. And Johnson's going to cross half court. Johnson being guarded closely by Keon Brown. Keon Brown doesn't even look stressed out, like he's almost waiting for Johnson to make a mistake. And now with the basketball is Jordan London. You can hear the crowd saying, rip him. But they're not very good ball movers. They got to work on that. Arrington with the basketball. He goes to his right, and Kyle Woods is waiting right there for him. Out in the corner, another three-point shot. That goes air ball. And Randy Gallo misses badly. Russell Daniels with the basketball. We're coming up on 1 minute to go in the period. Kyle Woods swings it to Delpit. Delpit back to Woods. Woods from downtown. No good. Rebound by Russell Daniels. No one contested it. They get it to Keon Brown. Keon Brown from the wing. Goes off the top of the backboard. Rebound by Ahmad Arrington. 51 seconds to go in the first period. And there's a timeout. Looks like Coach Fernandez calls timeout. That is our first break of the action. Woodlawn has 4 remaining. With the score, the McKinley Panthers 13, the Woodlawn Panthers 8. You're watching McKinley Panthers basketball on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com.
What I'm saying so far, though, Eric, is Woodlawn is exactly what we talked about. Woodlawn is trying to come out and hold the ball as much as they can, get high percentage shots. That's the only way that they can be able to hang in there. I see on the McKinley side, they're starting to settle in a little bit. They've missed some great opportunities that they had to score. They're up 5 points now. I think the score could have been a little bit more, but before it get out of hand, that's why Woodlawn called a timeout, to try to give this team a little bit of breather and also get their game plan back.
Absolutely. They need to stifle McKinley's momentum to remain competitive. McKinley did miss several shots under the basket. I do not expect that to continue. Now with the basketball is Jalen Johnson, and once again they're going to struggle to get it across half court. They need a pick to get it across the timeline. Johnson kicks it over to London. That's Jordan London. And 1-2 step, and with the ball going in is Josh Brown. He misses. Not even close. Poor effort at the layup. And McKinley has it back. Looks like they just rushed the shot like he wanted to get it out of his hands. And so Coach Dotson calls for play number 2. Russell Daniels looking back. He passes to Kyle Woods. This will likely be the final possession of the period with 11 seconds to go. Kyle Woods puts it on the ground. He's being guarded very loosely by Ahmad Arrington, almost like he does not want to get his ankles broken. And Woods passes over to Delpit from the corner. It is good! Joe Delpit from downtown on the assist from Kyle Woods. And at the end of the first quarter, the score, the McKinley Panthers lead the Woodlawn Panthers 16-8. You're watching McKinley Panthers basketball on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com.
Yeah, boy. And what a way to end the first quarter. Actually, Coach Dotson called that play from the sideline and told his kids exactly what to do, and they executed it to perfection. Joe Double was in the corner for a wide-open 3 with 2 seconds left on the clock, and he was able to nail it. That pushed the lead from 5 points to 8 points. I think that's a very big, significant basket right there at the end of that quarter to get the momentum into the second quarter. And Woodlawn is not the type of team that's the comeback team. So I think that 8 points is a lot of points to them.
Well, they just doubled Woodlawn's score just now. And this is a team that was already physically overmatched, and what little momentum they had early, they felt already beginning to slip away, hence the timeout call by Coach Fernandez. And this could be a downhill battle. What we saw in the last 4 minutes of the quarter continues.
Also saw in the first quarter, referees missed a couple of calls there. There was a couple of traveler calls. It was and I just hope they get that in check. And he looked at me and acknowledged that he did miss it. So and they're human too.
Exactly. Nobody's perfect. Although it was like 3.5 steps after picking up the dribble, but
Yeah, well, I'm talking nice now because we're up and it's the first quarter.
Right.
Let it be the fourth quarter. We was down 2,
well, look,
and he missed that call.
This crew is familiar with the Woodlawn Panthers, and they figured, well, you got to let some stuff just slide. So with the basketball now are the Woodlawn Panthers. They cross the timeline. Ooh, he hit the ground hard.
Man, that was hard. But he jumps right back up. These young guys today, man, they take a lick and they keep on ticking. That was Jalen Johnson. He got pushed out on the foul, but he seems to be okay. Now they're going to bring subs in. McKinley's going to bring in number 23, Tyrese Radford. And Woodlawn takes the ball out to Ahmad Arrington. Brings the ball across the timeline and swings the ball over to Jordan London. Oh, and there it is. That's a travel call that they missed in the first quarter, and there it is.
Yeah, they could not let that slide forever, and that was the second very obvious one, and they had to call that, and that mudslide, it looks like it's getting started, Jokers. Samuel Sanders takes the ball across half court, over to Kyle Woods, puts it on the ground, kicks it out to Daniels. Daniels over to Sanders. Sanders high and over to number 23, Tyrese Radford in the game for the first time. And Kyle Woods from about 21 feet, no good. Rebound by the Woodlawn Panthers. That's number 12, E.J. Powers, picking it back up. And here comes Woodlawn. Stepping up, crosses over, kicks it out, and Jalen Johnson looked like he was struggling to handle the ball. Now he goes to his left and his right. That crossover fooled nobody. Now with the ball is Jordan London. He steps up into the lane, 1-2 step. That's the best penetration they've had all night. Unfortunately, they miss. Samuel Sanders with the rebound. Russell Daniels from downtown. Beautiful shot. Oh, net. No rim. Russell Daniels on the assist from Samuel Sanders.
There's another turnover right there. Great shooting exhibition right now by Russell Samuels. He's coming down, man, and he shot the ball a couple of times on the catch. He dribbled and pulled up with a nice arching three.
That was a beautiful, beautiful shot. All net, no rim. He looked dialed in the whole entire time. Now with the ball is Daniels over to a bounce pass to Sanders to bad Keon Brown, and he misses. And it's off of Woodlawn. Oh, wow. That looked like it was a kick ball, but the official saying it went off of the shin of a McKinley player. I didn't see that, but then again, I'm not on the court. But Keon Brown misses the chipping. Understanding they're up by a lot of points right now, but you can't give those away come postseason. You got to remain focused and put those balls in the hole.
Against this team, they're looking okay. But you're exactly right, Eric. They're getting ready to go to the playoffs. They're actually looking kind of sloppy, even though they're up 11 points right now. The score is 19-8 with 6 minutes 25 seconds left before halftime. But I'm not really too impressed. Actually, Russell Daniels has been the savior because he's been pretty accurate on his 3 points. Kyle Woods has been off. He's been taking threes and been missing them. And so Daniels has been taking up the slack. So that's what's kind of been keeping them in the game. And their defense, they've been getting a lot of turnovers.
The defense has been good. They've forced Woodlawn into a lot of mistakes. But Woodlawn has also shot abysmally. That will not happen probably after the first round of the playoffs. Without with the basketball is Gallo. Gallo over to Jalen Johnson. They have had no luck penetrating. Well, I spoke too soon as Arrington goes up and took a 1-2 step. They're going to send Aaron to the line. I agree with the gentleman in the crowd that said it looked like a travel. They're not going to send him to the line. It was not in the act of shooting. I stand corrected. Inbounding the ball now is number 20, Jalen Johnson. Checking in is Donald Hunter for the McKinley Panthers. 6:05 remaining in the half. Johnson looking. They're struggling to get it in. They finally found Arrington in the corner. He got it by the skin of his teeth. Stolen. And it's not stolen. Johnson over to Arrington. Arrington will reset the offense. He's being guarded by Radford. He crosses Radford over, but he has to kick it out all the way past the perimeter. There's Powers, 1-2 step, and good. I'm sorry, that was not E.J. Powers. That was number 22, Josh Brown. 19-10. And, there's a hard foul. And I could not tell if it was in the act of shooting or not, though, Joker.
Yes, it was definitely in the act of shooting. Kyle Woods that time, instead of settling for the three-pointer, which in my mind, I was just thinking, why don't he take it to the hole? I saw a couple opportunities earlier today that he had. He could have penetrated and went to the hole, and that time he did. But he took a very hard foul. You didn't see it, but, man, he double-pumped, and the guys knocked him to the floor, so he makes his first free throw.
I didn't see it, but I sure did hear it. Yeah. Although they probably heard it at home. That was a thump.
Most definitely. 10-point lead right now. He makes his second free throw. That's going to take the score to 21-10. 5 minutes and 35 seconds left before the halftime. And Jalen Johnson gets the ball across the timeline. Jalen Johnson seems to be probably the best guy that these guys have.
He's definitely their best ball handler, and I say that very lightly. He's the only one that's had any success getting it across the timeline, but he's looked awkward in the process of doing it. But at the same token, I don't see his teammates moving around very much, and that's putting a lot of, what skills Johnson has are kind of eroded by teammates who can't get open in the half court. So he's probably their best player. Looks like it so far. There's a jacked up, I stand corrected. That's a nice three-point shot by E.J. Powers. He buried that one from downtown.
That was actually his third three-pointer of this game, E.J. Powers.
Well, it kind of sneaks up on you when the other team's getting beaten so badly. Radford with the basketball, and so that must be their shooter. Back to Tyrese Radford. Radford holding on to it. He's being guarded by Xavier Lodge. He kicks it over Russell Daniels from 21 feet, and good! Russell Daniels all net, no rim on the assist from Tyrese Radford, and the score is now 24-13, under 5 minutes remaining in the first half.
That guy's an assassin.
And he sure is, Joker. And now the McKinley Panthers have extended their defense. Woodlawn actually did a good job of breaking the full-court press. Woo! Pappy slapping as E.J. Powers tried to go up with it. Samuel Sanders rejected it. Coach Dotson giving the referee his... Oh, never mind. I thought he was giving the ref an earful. 24-13 as that ball was slapped out of bounds. Woodlawn will retain possession of the basketball. Ahmad Arrington with the rock. He goes between the legs, being guarded very closely by Hunter. Now he gets it over to number 42, Randy Gallo. Now over to back to Arrington. Arrington steps up, and Russell Daniels did reach in. That's a foul, and that is the 17th foul. That'll put Woodlawn at the front end of a 1-and-1.
I think Coach wants to see how long he's actually going to be able to rest Keon Smart and Keon Brown. He has both of the guys on the bench right now. I don't think they're in foul trouble. I just think he's trying to give them a breather. And he also has Radford. He brought Radford in, a couple of guys off the bench in the second string. So he's trying to buy as much time as he can before having to bring these guys back in. But I think if he sees Woodlawn make a little run, he would have brought them back in. But they just don't seem to execute.
Well, you know, when you get a 1-and-1, you can't miss the front end when you're losing by 11 points on the road. But McKinley does miss a long shot. 24-13 the score. Here come the Woodlawn Panthers. A 1-2 step. Excellent concentration by Xavier Lodge. That is the best penetration play I've seen all night by Woodlawn.
And that cuts the lead to 9 points. McKinley gets the ball back. McDaniel, he's behind the three-pointer, and this guy's good. Swings the ball over to Radford. Radford gets it to Kyle Wood. Kyle takes the ball to the basket and swings it back out to Sanders, and Sanders puts the ball up. And looks like he was fouled in the active shooting.
That's going to be against Randy Gallo, and that should send Kyle Woods to the line. Or one way or the other, it should send it to the line. I think it was in the active shooting, though, so it should be a two-shot foul.
Actually, they call that on the floor. I could have swore he was in the active shooting.
Yeah, well, not only that, but Joker, there were 16 fouls against Woodlawn, at least last I looked up. That should have put, maybe I made a mistake. I could be wrong. I stand corrected, but I thought that would have put the McKinley Panthers into the bonus. But obviously not, because in the world of Panthers, the Zebras have the final say. 3:33 to go in the half. 24-15. And Coach Dotson saying, let's not get complacent. Daniels from 23 feet. That was a little too aggressive. But when you're up by 9 points, you can afford to take chances like that, especially when your opponent has no offensive momentum. And and now this is a mistake. They basically gave Woodlawn, it's a tech. It's a tech, and I'm wondering what the call was for. And I'm wondering what the tech was for on that play. On number 5, that's Josh Gordon in the game for the first time. So I'm wondering what happened there. No, it was not a tech. It was a 1-and-1. I am utterly confused as Woodlawn had nobody. I guess they figured they don't shoot well. They might as well defend there into the court as Russell Daniels jacks up a three-point shot.
Yeah, call it a duck. You call a duck. And that's what he shot that time. It was a duck. But he comes back with a great defensive play. Actually, a defensive foul that time. Probably a frustrating foul by Russell Daniels. That's going to put Woodlawn back again for another 1-and-1.
They have given Woodlawn 3 trips now to the foul line. The only saving grace is that they are 1-and-1s, and based on the shooting we're seeing, it hasn't been that good. On the other hand, E.J. Powers has been one of their better shooters, as we've seen from downtown. And that's a timeout by McKinley. Timeout McKinley. And it's a 30-second timeout. McKinley has 4 remaining. I got to say, the score is really not indicative of the cleanliness, the crispness with which McKinley's played this game. This is not their best basketball. They're simply imposing their will on an opponent that physically cannot keep up with them. They can't do this in the postseason.
And they actually played well the last 4 or 5 games. We saw them play a lot better defense. They've beaten some big-name schools. I think they were locked in more, but it just seemed like tonight they're just maybe a little step off. Their defense has always been good, so they always had that, but it just seemed like offensively they're like a little bit maybe too rushed. They're missing free throws. They're missing layups under the goal. It just seemed like they're a little bit off. Maybe it was the senior night that kind of got them, thinking that they're supposed to be a lot ahead, a lot more in this game, I think.
And you're right, Joker. I was just thinking the same thing. These are young men. These are teenagers. And, look, I mean, we see in the pros sometimes where they don't get up for games against inferior opponents. The only difference is in the pros they get paid and you get burned that way. On the high school level, look, McKinley is probably going to win this game no matter how sloppy their execution is. But if you're getting ready for postseason, this is the time to tighten up your loose screws, not to get loose. And I think at halftime, I'm sure that Coach Dotson will address that with his team.
Yeah, Coach Dotson is very focused with his team. He knows the pulse of his team, and he knows when to be able to push the button, and he knows when to be able to release. So he's doing a great job with this team. Kyle
Kyle Woods gets the shooter's roll, and they extend the lead. McKinley extends the lead to 10.
And Kyle Woods gets another shot and misses the second.
Off the back of the iron, no good rebound. Jalen Johnson, Ahmad Arrington with the ball. McKinley again in a full court defense. And Woodlawn didn't struggle that badly to get it across the timeline. And into the corner now. That's to Powers, back to Arrington. Arrington being guarded by Josh Gordon. E.J. Powers with the basketball. And looks like he's being worked on by Sanders. Powers goes to his left, and he's forced to pass backwards. We've seen a lot of this tonight. Woodlawn has passed the ball, but it's been in the wrong direction, which means they are not breaking any kind of containment whatsoever against the McKinley Panthers. Arrington with the ball. He passes it back to Jalen Johnson. A backwards pass again. And now going to his right is Johnson. Johnson kicks it into the corner, and it's passed backwards again, this time by Jordan London. Ahmad Arrington over to London. London puts it on the ground, goes to his right, 1-2 step in the lane, and slaps it over to his teammate. Good heads up late, and actually a nice shot by Jalen Johnson on the tap assist by Jordan London.
And that's exactly what they're actually looking for, and that's why they keep passing the ball back. They're trying to stall and get the best percentage shot or wait for McKinley to make a mistake. And they made a mistake, reached for a ball, the guy wide open in the corner, and he was able to knock it down. And this is a 7-point game. And so I think that McKinley was on the brink of actually breaking this game open, maybe to 15 or 20. But the way that Woodlawn is playing, they're playing very patient. They're going to come down and just hold the ball, wait for McKinley to make a mistake and try to capitalize on it.
Right now, Woodlawn has outscored McKinley 10-9 in this period, so Woodlawn is holding its own. Now with the ball is London over to Jalen Johnson to cut the lead down to 4 points. It's a two-possession game. Jalen Johnson on the assist from Jordan London, and now the McKinley Panthers are feeling a little heat under their paws. With the ball, Sanders over to Kyle Woods. 1:13, 1:12 to go in the half. From downtown, terrible shot off the glass. The Woodlawn Panthers, can cut this lead down to a single possession. London struggling to get it across half court, and they're going to call a foul, a push. And that's a block against Donald Hunter. That actually was a good call. It was subtle, but if you notice, Jordan London was trying to dribble the ball, and he almost lost his balance. That was like a little hip movement right there. The refs actually did make the correct call. The home crowd does not like it very much.
You know, the slow-down approach actually looks like it throws McKinley a little bit out of whack because they're so used to playing fast. And when the team slows the ball down, they're steady trying to reach, and they're trying to move fast. And this team is moving at their own pace. They're getting open shots, and it's starting to work for them.
And at the moment right now, and this is I didn't think I'd be saying this at the tip-off, McKinley is allowing Woodlawn to control the pace of this game. And this is a team that is a huge underdog, is a big size disadvantage. Anybody with eyes can see that. And right now the momentum is on the Woodlawn Panthers side, as is the tempo.
You know, because they're playing smarter. They actually are playing team ball. And they're not making that many mistakes. They're making just enough. And Coach called the timeout when McKinley goes on a run to stop the game from being broke open. They got up to like 12, and he'll call a timeout. They'll come out, execute a play. And so great game plan so far by them from hanging in there.
That turned out to be the right call by Coach Elmo Fernandez, as his team has been able to regain some momentum. Now, right now, too, McKinley can ill afford any fouls if the ball is turned back over to Woodlawn, because it'll be in the double bonus. They've already walked Woodlawn down the court 3 times, and really not even, kind of silly fouls, nothing that gave them a strategic advantage. It's not like there was a fast break about to occur or a wide open shot. It's just kind of a foul, and up more than seven fouls up to the line. Take a free walk down the court, catch your breath, take a shot. 13 seconds to go in the half. 10 seconds, Kyle Woods is about to put it on the ground with 8 seconds, 7. Here comes Woods. 1-2 step goes to his right. He's forced to pass to Radford. Radford goes to air ball, and that shot is no good by Javon Hill. And at the end of the first half, the score, the McKinley Panthers leading the Woodlawn Panthers 25-22. You're watching McKinley Panthers basketball on Louisiana AllAmericanSports.com.
Don't forget to join us on Saturday mornings at the Louisiana All-American Sports Show on WHYR 96.9 FM. On Saturdays at 11 o'clock a.m. Tomorrow we're going to have a special guest who should be in the studio, the brainchild of our operation, Mr. Perry Daines. We expect him to be in the studio tomorrow, plus the latest and greatest in your local, professional, and college sports. That's the Louisiana All-American Sports Show, WHYR 96.9 FM. Saturdays, 11 o'clock.
Remember, we are a low-power station, so if you don't get a crispy, clean signal, hey, no problem. If you have a smartphone or a computer, you can stream us worldwide at WHYR.org or using the TuneIn radio app on your smartphone. So, Joker, we had a interesting first half. I didn't expect this game to be very competitive. I said, looking at the teams, we might be calling time of death by halftime. Right now, I'm calling time of life, as Woodlawn has breathed life back into itself with a fantastic effort in the second quarter.
Yeah, I know. We thought we was going to be able to call the time of death. I had Precious sitting behind me and everything, but I didn't think she was going to be here that long. Now I got to feed her because the game is close, and so it's costing me money now.
So McKinley, look, they have not played cleanly really from start to finish. The only difference is in the first period, Woodlawn couldn't find the bucket. In the second period, they actually started finding the bucket, and McKinley made some just mentally questionable, unforced errors that you just would not expect from a team heading in from District 5-5A heading into the postseason. A team with still a remote chance of getting a share of the district title. You would not expect that, but that is what's happened. And Coach Dotson's got to address the mental errors and tell them to slow it down, play their brand of basketball in the second half. There is no reason that this should be a three-point game right now, but it is.
And it is. It really is. I think Coach Dotson is going to get on these guys at a halftime and really tell them that, hey, the guys are going to have to focus on this game. This is not a game where you're just trying to get out here, get rid of the game, and go finish partying because it's senior day. You know what I mean? And it's starting to seem that way. And sometimes you can come out, and it doesn't matter how hard you play, you just be out of sync. And the other team, everything starts to work. You're just that confident. And that thing can swell. And I'm just hoping that they come out this time and put a little bit more better effort into it. You know, I saw a good defense. I saw in the second half. I don't know if Keon Brown or Keon Smart got into foul trouble, but I noticed in the second quarter they didn't play a lot.
Yeah, I thought Keon Smart might have picked up at least one, maybe two, kind of loosey-goosey fouls in the first period. That may have been what happened. And if that's the case, you had to hold them out. Now, if you put Smart in the second half, any penetration opportunities Woodlawn has goes away. The only thing is they're not really trying to penetrate. They're trying to get these open shots, and they're making them.
And they're making them, and they're playing the perfect game plan. And I got to give kudos to the coach.
Elmo Fernandez.
He's doing a good job, and this is the way that you would want to go against a team that has your size overmatched and you're a little bit, athletically overmatched. But he's doing a great job. His players are playing together as a team. They believe in themselves. They don't look like they feel like they're overmatched. And these guys are giving a great effort. And that big run in the second quarter brought them right back and cut this thing to a 3-point.
And you know what? I'll tell you what. If there's a script to pull off an upset, so far Woodlawn has executed through the first half of play. So we'll let you enjoy these young ladies, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes with the second half of basketball. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, boy. I want to get your thoughts on the first half of the way you guys played. You came out, it looked like a little bit sloppy. You think that concentration was more on the senior night, or what did you have to tell these guys in the locker room?
Yeah, I think our start had a whole lot to do with senior night, and I kind of feared that coming in. That's why, but it's a part of what we do, so I knew it was necessary. But hopefully we can come out the second half and regain our composure and do a better job of concentrating on our game plan and executing it as best we possibly.
I saw in the second half that you Keon Smart and Keon Brown didn't really play as much. Were they in foul trouble, or you just wanted to get them rest?
Well, I wanted to kind of speed the game up a little bit. That's why I took Keon Smart out the game. But Keon Brown, he got 2 fouls. I think we were a little overly aggressive the first half, and hopefully we can settle down and do a better job defensively. Where we can apply pressure on these guys, but within the context of our defensive strategy.
Well, good luck to you in the second half. Thank you, Coach. Yes, sir. Yes. Well, he said it himself.
That definitely fills in some blanks, I think, Joker. As you look at, I could definitely see why, if you want to speed it up, why you take Keon Smart out of the game. And like I said, Woodlawn, they weren't really trying to penetrate that much. I only saw one play really under the bucket in that first half. So I get that, and of course Keon Brown with 2 fouls. You don't want him to get in foul trouble early. If for some reason this brimming confidence of the Woodlawn Panthers keeps up and they continue to hang close, you're going to need a guy like Keon Brown to blow it open at the end.
I think maybe by these guys actually being so much bigger than these guys, he maybe was a little apprehensive of the quickness of Woodlawn because it started to spread him out a little bit, and by him having that size, he kind of wanted to match up with Woodlawn. You know what I mean?
The other thing, Joker, you bring up a good point, is I noticed that Woodlawn really struggled in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game with handling the basketball. They looked like they were struggling to get across the timeline. They must have worked out their jitters or whatever happened, or maybe they adjusted to that fast pace of the McKinley defense, because that wasn't the case into the second quarter. And maybe that's why Coach did have to, speed things up a little bit, because Woodlawn, maybe they survived the initial shock. So,
yeah, I think so. Like the size, the intimidation of the size, and seeing those players and being shocked at first because they seemed to be a little bit overwhelmed. But they settled in real good. Coach called a timeout when McKinley started getting a little bit of momentum, and that seemed to work, especially in the second quarter.
Yeah, I noticed that. So it's going to look. McKinley cannot have a repeat of the second quarter, or they're going to be in trouble. And they do not want to go into the playoffs for a couple of reasons. Number one, their power ranking is going to get torpedoed if they lose to a team that's 1-8 in district play, 7-20 overall. That cannot happen. I will not even mention the blow it would give to their confidence. So that is not an option. Failure is not an option. But what they cannot do, they cannot have a repeat of the second quarter.
Exactly, and I hear you. But Coach also echoed what we were saying in the first quarter about the senior night, that he said that he thought that he was afraid that might happen by these guys having that type of distraction. That just to show you what distraction do. Even though it may be a celebration, those are the type of things when you're talking about athletics, man, you have to be so focused. And it's just a beautiful thing, but at the same time, it can hurt you.
Right, and that's why you usually get your cupcakes for homecoming and for regular season finales. And I'm not trying to call Woodlawn a cupcake, but I mean in district play, the record speaks for itself because these are young people and these are kids, and they are not robots, and they're going to be a little distracted. And I'm sure they're ready to go party. It's Kyle Woods from downtown. Kyle Woods on the assist from Samuel Sanders. And McKinley has extended their lead. There's the defense. Ball still battling around there. A couple of Panthers are trying to fall on it. They should have called timeout. They're begging for a timeout. Did they get the timeout? They did get the timeout. That was awful close to a jump ball, in my opinion. And Coach Dodson doesn't agree. I don't agree. I thought that was a jump ball. Although the possession arrow, possession arrow was with McKinley, so they got hosed.
Yeah, I thought he missed that call right there. Hey, the ball was actually tied up. He was rolled over. Then the other player, the one that called timeout. So that's about the second or third call I've seen this referee here miss tonight. But like I said, we're all human, and we all can miss a call here and there. But
gotta get those right, though. I mean,
you got to get those right. You got to get those.
Now, to E.J. Powers' credit, number 12, the young man who called the timeout, he was away from the play. His teammate who was struggling for the ball should have been the one to call timeout right away. So good heads-up play by Powers, picking up his man and getting that timeout in, albeit, I believe, an erroneous timeout. Arrington with the basketball, and he's being guarded by Kyle Woods. 7:32 to go in the third quarter. Bounce pass over to, I believe that's Jordan London, over to number 20, Jalen Johnson. And now with the ball back to London. Jordan London with the ball, steps up. Sanders looks all the way over to Arrington. Arrington isolated with Kyle Woods. Ball's kicked in the corner. Now it's up to Powers, over to Jalen Johnson. 1-2 step. That was a nice effort by Jalen Johnson. The floater was just short. And from downtown, Samuel Sanders, that is a silly foul by Jordan London. Sanders released it. It was not a clean look. And he basically rolled into him on the Jordan London rolled into Sanders on the continuation. Now he's going to send him to the line to shoot three.
It's the same basic game plan that Woodlawn came out with in the second quarter. They're doing the same thing. They're spreading the floor, and they're swinging the ball all the way across the floor and trying to get McKinley out of position to get an easy three-point shot, or when they have openings inside of the middle of the defense, they attack the goal. And that's basically the same thing that they're doing. They don't see the opening, they pass the ball back out. But on this end, Sanders was actually fouled on a three-point shot, and he got 3 free throws. The lead is pushed back up to 7. The score is 29-22. 7 minutes left in the game. And he hits his third free throw. So now the score is 30-22. So 7 minutes left.
So Sanders goes 2 for 3 on that trip to the charity stripe, and McKinley extends their lead back out to 8 points. Meanwhile, Woodlawn attempting a fast break. Powers over to Josh Brown. Air ball. That was abysmal. That should have never been released. Kyle Woods from downtown. It looked a little rushed, and that was not a high percentage shot either. As Brown gets the rebound, Josh Brown gets the rebound, and with the basketball is E.J. Powers. He's being guarded closely by Russell Daniels. Powers goes to his left, bounce pass over to Jalen Johnson. Johnson looks and they pass backwards again. This time to Ahmad Arrington. Arrington steps up, bounce pass to Powers. Powers goes to his right. They pass backwards again to Ahmad Arrington. That's becoming a recurring theme as McKinley. Nice penetration by Ahmad Arrington. Wow, nice job. That is the second best play I've seen in terms of penetration tonight. You haven't seen much of that on a Woodlawn. Now, if they get that going, we have a ball game here. If they can get that going, we have a ball game. He split two defenders to get to the hole.
And what that does as a defense like McKinley. McKinley's a pressing defense, and they like great defense at that time. Right there by Joshua London. Looks like jumped over and was able to tip that ball out of Keon Smart's hand for the turnover. Now Woodlawn has it. 6-point lead, 30-24, 5:40 left in the third quarter. And here we go. Arrington has the ball. He shakes and bakes and draws a foul that time. Looks like it's going to be on Keon Brown.
I don't know where this sudden surge of ball handling ability has come from Ahmad Arrington, but so far in this second half, he's looked like a point guard, like a starting point guard. The way he's been handling the ball, he's been getting to the hole, and now he's getting a trip to the stripe. So right now the McKinley Panthers have to be scratching their heads, figuring out how do we put these guys away. They just won't go. They won't go down.
They won't go down. He has 2 free throws to try to cut into this lead, and he hits his first one. That cuts it down to a 5-point lead. I was saying earlier that by McKinley being such a pressing defense, and when you do that on the offense, keep bringing the ball back out, spreading the floor. It makes you impatient because you're so used to one action, so you just kind of sit back and like, come on, man. And by that time, he done made a move and went to the goal, and your defense is not set. So you have to be patient with every second.
And we're seeing another symptom, Joker, of what we saw in that second quarter, where they're letting Woodlawn dictate the flow of the game. And as I agree with your observation. I think they're frustrating the defense. Kyle Woods, nice job penetrating into the wing, launching from the high block, putting it off the backboard and drawing the and one. Good job.
And about Kyle Woods, I wouldn't be shooting any too many more 3-pointers. He'd have missed about 4 3-pointers, but he's very good with his first step, and he's been able to get into the lane pretty much any time that he wants to. And I would have him drive the ball into the lane pretty much every time he comes down or get the ball inside to Brown.
Yeah, the only player, in my opinion, who should be shooting up a lot of 3-point shots is Russell Daniels, yeah. So here's Arrington again, and let's see what Woodlawn's going to dial up in their bag of tricks. They're going to kick it all the way over to Jalen Johnson. On the floor for the Woodlawn Panthers are Jalen Johnson, Ahmad Arrington, Josh London, E.J. Powers, and I believe that's Josh Brown in the corner. Or is it? Wait till he turns. Yeah, that is Josh Brown in the corner. For the McKinley Panthers, Russell Daniels, Kyle Woods, Samuel Sanders, Keon Smart, and Joseph Delpit. Those actually are all the seniors who are on their way out tonight. 4:41 remaining in the period. There's a shot from 24 feet. No good. Rebound by the McKinley Panthers. Here comes Samuel Sanders. 1-2 step off the glass. That was a beautiful, beautiful play from the rooter to the tutor. Unassisted on his own rebound. Samuel Sanders, and McKinley extends the lead back to 8 points.
I think Coach Dodson wanted to try to put more pressure and try to turn this game into more of a frenzy. But sometimes, if you're not able to do that, then you have to tell your team, hey, I know I told y'all to pressure the ball, but if you can't do it, just calm down. Just be a little bit patient. Because this type of offense can put you to sleep.
They can, and the thing is that the McKinley Panthers early in the game were very, when they extended their defense, when they went into full court presses and into traps, they seemed to really discombobulate the Woodlawn Panthers. But like I said, it seems to me that Woodlawn they adjusted to that furious pace, and McKinley has not been able to get it back defensively to force them into those mistakes. And what we have right now, frankly, is a prize fight. We have a boxing match. We have 2 guys standing toe-to-toe. McKinley's winning right now, but Woodlawn's very much alive right now as we are now approaching 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. With the basketball is Jalen Johnson. He kicks it to Jordan London. And London puts it on the ground, passes over to Jalen Johnson. Johnson being guarded loosely by Woods. Now he passes it to Ahmad Arrington. Arrington steps up, passes to Jalen Johnson from about 24 feet, and good. All net, no rim. Jalen Johnson on the assist from Ahmad Arrington, and there's now a 5-point game again, Joker.
And that's what I'm saying with the put you to sleep. They swing the ball around, act like they're going to drive the ball to the goal, and he's actually shooting a wide-open shot if you really look at it.
Yeah, he was uncontested. I'll say this much. As well as he shot the ball, Russell Daniels from downtown. What I was going to say was, as well as Johnson had shot the ball, I didn't expect that was about a 24-footer. That was beyond NBA range. But, hey, when you see that ball, when you see the bucket well, it looks like it's the size of the ocean, and that appears to be what happened on that play.
Yeah, great comeback that time by Daniel to come back with a three and responds. And they shoots another three, and Woodlawn hits again, and that was Jordan London.
They're letting these guys hang around, and Coach Dotson wisely calling timeout as the Woodlawn Panthers are just hanging around, keeping pace. This is how upsets happen. And Joker, I guess I'm. If you're Coach Dotson, what are you telling your team right now?
Wow, I'm telling my team right now. Number one is to be patient. This team, Woodlawn, is coming down with the spread offense, and all they're doing is swinging the ball around, and it's frustrating McKinley. McKinley wants an up-tempo. They want it to get more fast. They want to get frenzy with it. But that's low, hey, just swing the ball over here, set a pick, go through, cut. Every player gets the ball and tries a one-on-one. If that's not, swing it back over. And that's throwing McKinley, to make them be impatient. And then when they least expect it, they go to the hole or they have a wide-open three and catch them. And it's working perfect.
My question is, do you try to trap me? Look, Woodlawn is not as good a ball-handling team as McKinley. My question is, do you go to even a half-court trap and just try to force them into mistakes?
I would go to man-to-man. Because when you're in the zone, they can just spread out. I'm going to go every man-on-man-o and do it like that.
And they have the depth on their bench to do it, so there's no reason why not. But, of course, I am not a coach. The next game I coach will be my first. Russell Daniels! All net, no rim from downtown on the assist. I believe that was from Joe Delpit. And it's 40-32. It's an 8-point game yet again. Jalen Johnson with the basketball. Johnson steps up, bounce pass over to, looks like Randy Woodling. Randy Gallo. Randy Woodling was a coworker of mine from back in the day. Oh, that's not Woodling. I'm sorry. That's E.J. Powers. So I'm just all in the Kool-Aid without knowing the flavor. Jordan London with the basketball. 1-2 step from the left wing. Jacks up a terrible shot. No good. Rebound. Boy, Russell Daniels got way up in the air. Daniels over to Samuel Sanders. Over to Kyle Woods. Kyle Woods steps up, penetrates well in the paint. Kicks it out. Samuel Sanders from downtown. Off the front of the iron. No good. And that is going to go with Woodlawn as both Kyle Woods and Jordan London fought for the ball. It went off of the fingertips of Kyle Woods. And so the Woodlawn Panthers will get the ball down by 8 with 1:57 to go in this third quarter.
And let's see what Coach Dawson has told his team when they came out. That's what I would have told them. I would have went straight to man-to-man defense. When you have a superior team and you're most athletic, then you can't worry about them beating the person off the dribble. You have the athleticism. And then you smother them. Every man is going to get covered. I won't leave any openings by just setting my defense and having them packed down under the goal. I have man-on-man. I'll put size, speed on every man. I
agree with you, Joker. I think one-on-one, man-to-man across the board from 1 through 5, McKinley is superior. Defensively, I think they're better than Woodlawn offensively in one-on-one situations. Nice crossover by Ahmad Arrington as Jalen Johnson. It looks like they're playing. It almost looks like a hybrid zone man. It's like they're extending the zone once they see what Woodlawn is trying to do. And there we go. As the ball is lost. A good job saving the ball, though, by Johnson. Arrington kicks it out. Now it's over to Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson with the ball. 1:17 to go in the period. 40-32. McKinley on top. Ahmad Arrington with the basketball. It is man-to-man, like you said, Joker. Arrington crosses over, bounces over now to Jalen Johnson, being guarded by Radford. Jalen Johnson has nowhere to go. He's going to pass it backwards. Now that's Randy Gallo. And there's Arrington, 1-2 step in the lane. Puts up a prayer. No good. Rebound, Russell Daniels. Good defense by the McKinley Panthers. And you hear Coach Dotson saying one shot. So they're going to try to run down this period here with 46 seconds to go in the third quarter. 40-32. And Kyle Woods is going to hold the ball. You can see he's catching his breath. they made Coach Dotson had his defense running furiously on those last few exchanges, and you can tell his guys are a little winded. And interestingly, Woodlawn does not look so winded. They look like they have their wind about them. And I guess that might be one advantage of being a little smaller.
Great defensive call right there by Coach Dawson. I told you when you come back out, play man-to-man defense, that'll shut all that free shots and easy, wide-open threes. Because when you play zone, the way to beat a zone is with perimeter shooting. So I bet you're basically daring them to shoot. And this is a pretty good shooting team.
Yeah, they've even daring them to shoot. They're taking that dare and winning. 1-2 step. Tyrese Rutherford misses, no good. That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, the McKinley Panthers leading the Woodlawn Panthers 40-32. You're watching McKinley Panthers basketball on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com.
Yeah, boy. And don't forget us to join us tomorrow morning at 96.9 FM, WHYR, the Louisiana All-American Sports Show, with yours truly, Eric Hatfield, Gerard Piper, Professor T. Johnson. And we hope to have a special guest in the studio tomorrow, the brainchild behind this operation, Mr. Perry Daniels. It's a low-power station, but you can also reach us
at WHYR.org from the internet or from with the TuneIn radio app on your smartphone. Looking forward to having Coach Perry Daniels back in studio. It's been since like last October since we've seen him, so it's going to be great to see him. He's in town for unfortunate reasons because of a death, but it's going to be great to see Coach regardless and have him live and behind the controls.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And I love the fact that we have a connection with him, by him being in the nation's capital in Washington, D.C. You know, we're able to we have both the East Coast and down here connection. So that's the part that I like about it, being able to get that news and just everything from Washington, D.C. You know, we home of Obama.
Delivering from the East Coast to the Gulf Coast.
Right, coast to coast. We do the most. So here we go, getting ready for the start of the fourth quarter. The score now is 40-32. McKinley has 3 team fouls. Woodlawn has 2. So this fourth quarter is going to tell where it's at and how Woodlawn is going to play. I like the call that Dotson did. Came out, played man-to-man. That's puts pressure. When you go man-to-man, it puts pressure on the team. They have to create something on their own. And it switch the game up. So great call. But Woodlawn has the ball. They're coming out. Great move right there by London. Gets his wrong rebound, but he called a travel. Called for travel. It's going to be a turnover. Ball goes to McKinley. Brown is going to take the ball out and give it to Kyle Woods. Kyle Woods brings the ball across the timeline.
Joseph, my question is, Woodlawn has really had its way, I think, more of the edge controlling the tempo in the second and third quarters. If you're McKinley, do you continue to run fast, or do you maybe slow it down a little bit yourself and say, all right, you want to play a slow game? Let's see what we have as Kyle Woods goes from downtown. No good. Another miss by Woods. But Tyrese Ratliff is Johnny on the spot and extends the lead to 10 points.
The man-to-man defense has totally turned this game around. And now they can kind of relax a little bit because now they're playing at their pace. You see the way they're going all the way to the hole now. The game is, but by them just sitting back, they did exactly what you said. They was letting Woodlawn dictate the pace. Hold the ball, swing it around, go in, dip, throw it back out. Go in, and McKinley just waiting. Coach Dotson got tired of that, so what he did was he went man-to-man, which speeds the game up. So great defensive call, and that's what actually changed this game around. You can just see the difference.
My only concern for the McKinley Panthers is, they've transitioned during the course of this season to a team that plays a slower, deliberate pace of defense. Jalen Johnson, that was the beauty of a shot, plays a deliberate pace of defense to a team that we've watched accelerate during the flow of the year. I saw the facial expressions in the third quarter, and there's no getting around it. Some of the McKinley players were winded. These Woodlawn players, they only got 9 guys on the varsity team. They have to run. So I think that maybe might play a little more into Woodlawn's hands as you get here in the fourth quarter. So I guess correct. So to tie this all up, I just wonder if McKinley can continue this pace in the fourth quarter or if they have to start extending their bench and bringing other guys out to keep Woodlawn on their page instead of the other way around.
He also did the same thing. He kind of went a little bit small because he's keeping Kenyon Smart on the bench. And so he wants to go small and try to match the same speed that Woodlawn has, which is another good decision, I think.
Here come the Woodlawn Panthers. There's the pass. We'll correct the score on your screen at home momentarily. It is 44-34. McKinley on top. McKinley in a trap. And E.J. Powers furiously to the basket, puts up a prayer. Keon Brown with the rebound, and that's what they've done. McKinley has taken control of this tempo again, and that seems to be making a difference here in the fourth quarter. 10-point game, 5:46 to go. Kyle Woods with the basketball over to Russell Daniels. Russell Daniels being guarded by Arrington. Passes Joseph Delpit from the top of the arc. No good. Rebound by E.J. Powers. Ahmad Arrington with the ball. He's going to go across the half court. Now see, you can hear Coach Dotson telling him D up. McKinley looks like they're dropping back into a 3-2 zone. That plays into Woodlawn's hands. But like we were saying, you got to give these kids a chance to catch their breath. They're not a 40 minutes of hell kind of defense.
Great point right there, sir. And I totally agree. You have a 10-point lead. There's only 5 minutes left, but this is a crucial time right here. Now they're kind of going back with a little bit more pressure right here. They can't give up the big three right here.
And I think the main thing is, like you said, just don't. Oh, that's a carry. Oh yeah, he carried those bags like a sky cap at Louis Armstrong Airport. But he ain't getting a tip. He's getting a turnover.
Yes, he did. He had more carries than O.J. Simpson.
Without the slashing. Okay, so anyway, back to the action. As McKinley gets the ball back, it's been a low-scoring affair in this fourth quarter. McKinley's outscored Woodlawn 4-2, and I think that's if that's the rate it continues to go, when you're down by 10, you're not going to come back in this game. So I think the McKinley Panthers will take that. Russell Daniels pivots out to Tyrese Radford, swings it over to Kyle Woods. 4:41 to go in the ball game. Woods. And E.J. Powers is guarding Kyle Woods. I agree with you, Piper. I think he could take him to the hole. But Kyle Woods, I'm looking at him. He's breathing heavily. I don't know if Kyle Woods, you know how those old video games back in the 80s, the racing games where you had the little nitrogen or the turbo boost? And I think if Kyle Woods uses that boost to go to the hole, he might wear himself out, and he's got to be up on the defensive end of the floor to keep Woodlawn down. I mean, you look at him. He's breathing pretty heavily right now, or he was.
Yeah, he was breathing pretty heavily, and, man, there's a lot of heckling going on here in the audience. Man, this is my kind of game.
This is high school basketball. This is what makes it different. And everybody gets to be really, really, really close to the action.
That is fine, but I've been keep having to feed pressure. That's the only thing that I'm mad with McKinley about. I got to keep feeding pressure. If they go ahead and break the game open, if we can call the game, I won't have to keep feeding her.
Well, you know, it's a chicken and the egg, and I guess we can ask Coach Dotson about this after the game, because it's like, I agree that when they are applying effective pressure to Woodlawn looks hapless. They look like a deer in headlights. But can they continue to run at that pace without gassing themselves out? They do not want to get gassed late in the game and give this Woodlawn team a chance to slow it down and start shooting open three-point shots.
No, I didn't say pressure. I said precious.
Oh.
If McKinley blows the game open, I won't have to keep feeding her. She's been back here. I thought she was going to be here one quarter, and I've been riding about 4 things of nachos.
Yeah, I expected. Nice shot by, I believe that's E.J. Powers, and Woodlawn's still hanging in there. I expected us to have Precious spray the lemon juice, come up to the mic and start serenading us quite some time ago, but that's not the case. The fat lady has not sung yet. Woodlawn is still alive in this game, only down by 9 points. Now, as this clock continues to tick, it's going to be harder and harder to make up that gap, and they're going to have to be almost flawless defensively, which they have not been. But for right now, they're still alive. Powers makes a clutch free throw. It's an 8-point game.
It's an 8-point game, and that's the only advantage that McKinley has is no shot clock in high school basketball. So that way you can pretty much take out as much time as you want. And great point. Woodlawn hasn't been a great defensive team tonight, so it's not like they've shown us tonight that they can just create a turnover and be able to score points in bunches.
And speaking of getting some rest and some breath, big Keon Smart, well rested, about to go in this game. And if we know the McKinley strategy for what we've seen before, they're going to get that man open under the bucket. And I think Keon Smart might be the man to get the points that put this game out of reach.
Hey, Smart.
No, that remains to be seen, but that's my gut feeling. As Keon Brown puts it up and in, there's a timeout by Coach Dotson. McKinley has 2 remaining. Keon Smart checks in, and I think we're set for a race to the finish line here on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com.
Yeah, boy. Hey, get ready, baby. It's getting kind of close. I might need you. Put that taco down.
Well, you ain't right. Let's see if we can. So,
if we can catch a little bit of. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, though. I like exactly what I'm seeing this fourth quarter. And Coach Dodson has really shown me that he knows how to adjust to an in-game situation, and that was great adjustment that he made to be able to. Even though they had the lead, he still wasn't satisfied with how things was going. Woodlawn had started to make a move. They had changed their offensive strategy and started to spread the ball, and he recognized that he was able to put in a different type of a defense, and it actually worked for him.
I got to give Coach Dotson a lot of credit. In spite of this game being much, much closer than it should be, he has maintained his cool, and he's known how to push and adjust the right levers at the right time, and he's kept a healthy 10-point margin. Woodlawn has really not made McKinley sweat very much in this fourth quarter. And actually, all right, I thought Keon Smart was checking in. I guess not. I guess they want to keep the defensive pressure up. With the basketball is E.J. Powers. Powers over to London, and London is in a pickle. That's a bad job. London, kind of a desperate pass to Jalen Johnson, but Johnson saw his man needed help. He should have put two hands on that ball. And now Keon Smart checks in. Kyle Woods checks in. Checking out are Joseph Delpit and Samuel Sanders with 3:07 to go in the ball game.
I think right now he's bringing in a little bit more beef so he can try to secure rebounds. Start slowing the game down a little bit more now. He doesn't need really a small lineup to try to speed the game up. So he's bringing in the seniors, the guys that have experience and know how to play and know how to close out this game. I'm pretty sure he's going to get Radford out of there next because he's not a senior. Get your seniors in there. Go ahead and close out this game. Go home.
I agree. I think if they could just keep this 10-point margin for another 90 seconds, I think it'll be ball game. But, it hasn't happened yet. Woods over to Radford. Radford is trapped. Woodlawn, they almost forced a turnover before. That possession arrow is with Woodlawn, but fortunately, I believe it was Russell Daniels had the presence of mind to call that timeout. Okay, I'm confused. That wasn't a timeout, so I'm not really sure what happened.
They called a foul, actually. Okay. I think it was a reach-in.
That makes much more sense. Okay, so 2:48 to go in the ball game, and here comes the trap again by Woodlawn. It wasn't exactly bad the first two times. Keon Brown from the right wing, and a nice putback. Russell Daniels on the rebound and putback extends this lead to 12, and now the fat lady, boom, baba, boom, baba, boom. Here she comes down the steps, approaching the floor, and you can hear the rumbling. And there she is again. You can hear it at home, shaking the camera. But she's getting ready to warm up and sing as McKinley has a 12-point lead. There's the rebound by Keon Brown, and I think one more field goal, Piper, and this one's over.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for the away team. We're right at 2 minutes remaining. The score is 49-37.
Heard a fellow student say, Kyle, I want to see his ankles at half court. They really want Kyle Woods to break some ankles here, but you gotta stick with the plan. You gotta stick with the plan, and I'm sure he would love an opportunity to break E.J. Powers' ankles, but you gotta put team first. You gotta close this away. Woodlawn has proven they can capitalize on mistakes, although their time to do that is running very short.
That's right, because they always say there's no I in team, but there is an M and an E.
I'll borrow another quote. There's no I in team. There ain't no us in it either. That was Leon from the Bud Light commercials back in the day. Russell Daniels, and he just breaks. Oh boy, he just breaks Randy Gallo's ankle. They're going to call a reach-in on Gallo. Gallo was completely outmatched there. And with 1:32 to go, that is the 7th team foul against the Woodlawn Panthers. That will send McKinley to the line. Russell Daniels to shoot a 1-and-1. Russell Daniels, a very good free throw shooter. And I'll tell you, if he makes this one, I'll be calling it and getting the corner on the phone. Russell Daniels makes the first one.
That pushes it up. McKinley has 50 points. There's a minute and 32 seconds left. That looks like that's going to do it. think he's going to try to get some of his seniors in to get their last little time on the floor.
Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound by London. That's Jordan London. He passes to Jalen Johnson. 50-37. It's a 13-point game. Woodlawn is an ICU from downtown. Jordan London off the front of the iron. No good. Rebound, Russell Daniels. That'll do it. Time of death, 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The McKinley Panthers will extend their record to 7-3 in district play. Coach Dotson has called timeout. He has one timeout remaining, and I believe we're going to see a wholesale substitution, as we'll see either some seniors or some relatively infrequently used players get into the game very shortly with 1:08 to go.
Yes, indeed. We're down to the last minute of the game. McKinley kind of redeemed themselves in the fourth quarter. They came back with a different strategy, came out in the fourth quarter with a man-to-man defense, and they kind of changed the whole complexion of this game.
That's like you called it, Joker. You ought to be assistant Coach Dotson right there on the sideline. They needed to do something. It's almost like you ever try to cook during the summertime and there's a fly in your kitchen, and you want to maybe it might be in the morning, you get that breeze, but this doggone fly will not go away, and you're swatting at it. And that's what Woodlawn did. The Woodlawn Panthers were the fly in the ointment, and they were controlling the tempo. And the McKinley's like, what the heck, go away. They kept swatting, and that fly stayed alive. I think they finally got a little raid, sprayed it up in the air, and now we're watching Woodlawn start to run out of breath here in the fourth quarter. But the Woodlawn Panthers, this score is not indicative of the competitiveness of this game. The Woodlawn Panthers gave the McKinley Panthers a fight I don't think they expected tonight.
They really did. Actually, that was almost a phenomenal alley-oop attempt by McKinley's Kenyon Brown. And it's just like you said, Eric. Now once you get the fly and you find him, you say, there you go, and you finally get him. Now you start to play with him. Now I got him. You sent me through so much trouble, now I'm just going to, I am just going to pull your wing off first. I'm not just going to step on you. Then I'm going to get a lighter and I'm going to singe you a little bit. I'm not even going to burn you. I'm just going to make the heat just.
Get the magnifying glass while it's struggling from the raid, while it's still on the ground and can't fly, and you sizzle it up. Make some French fly. Oh, boy, we got too much time on our hands. Need to find a hobby. Anyway, 1 minute to go in the ball game. 52-37. It's a 15-point game. McKinley is going to win this one on the way to the playoffs. I hope that the McKinley Panthers learn some lessons. About staying focused. Staying focused from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. Because while Woodlawn had a good strategy and was effective in keeping competitive, I do think McKinley took its eye off the ball several times in the first 2.5 quarters of this game. And hopefully they'll take that lesson, go into the playoffs as E.J. Powers buries a three-point shot, and hopefully will not fall into that trap again in the postseason. And Jalen Johnson responds, and now Coach Fernandez has called the timeout. Woodlawn has 2 remaining with the score. McKinley leading Woodlawn by 9 points, 52-43. Come see us. Yeah. So we got 21 seconds left to play, and I'm imagining maybe Woodlawn is putting in some of their less frequently used players or their seniors, as their road is about 21.4 seconds away from coming to a conclusion. Give Woodlawn some credit, though. They fought here in the fourth quarter. I mean, they've actually traded blows with McKinley. I believe they've outscored the Panthers, as I'm going to add this up in my head real quick, here in the fourth. He says, yeah, they outscored McKinley 14-12 in the fourth period. Of course, this was coming off some desperate three-point shots, put the game out of reach. But Woodlawn, I think this is something that their underclassmen can build on, Joker. They should have a little confidence for this going into the offseason.
They did. They don't have to hold their heads down, not at all. To come inside this hostile environment with the senior days and all of the crowd against them and everything, they could have folded their tent early and went home. They didn't. And they actually had a belief that they would win. They cut the lead to 3 at halftime, and they kept trying. They was hitting big threes. They just didn't have enough firepower at the end.
Okay, I also got to correct my math. It's 12-11 in the fourth quarter. But it was close. But yeah, I agree. They did not fold their tent, and that's what you want to see from your team. Because if there are underclassmen on this team, and I don't have a breakdown of the classifications for Woodlawn, but if there are underclassmen on this team, you want to build on that in the offseason and say, look, when we hung with McKinley, this is what we did right, and we got to work on doing this and this in the offseason so we can win more than one game in district play.
Exactly right, man. And so, hey, this was a big win for them. They went through a little adversity, but they was able to maintain, come out with a win at home, senior day. And this is guys' last time to shine. So, hey. Oh! And they tried to slam dunk right there at the buzzer for the senior day. But he missed. He made it?
Yeah.
Did you catch it?
I think so. Yeah, I got it. It's good. So,
wow.
DJ Powers with about a 38-foot shot. That is I said about 38-foot shot to end the ball game. Nice job by Jalen Johnson wrapping up this game. The final score, McKinley 52 and the Woodlawn Panthers 46. And Joker, if you want to go ahead and grab, there he is.
What's going on, man? I'm here with the man of the hour right here, Mr. Daniels right here, man. You came out, looked like you was on fire from the beginning. You had a lot of energy with you. You know, it seemed like your team was kind of slacking a little bit, maybe because of the senior day, the concentration wasn't there. But you actually came out and hit the big shots, man, and you was on and focused. You know, how you feel about your game tonight?
Well, I put up a lot of shots during 7th hour. I felt good about it. We just wanted to come out and play hard. And I just came out and wanted to shoot the ball the same every time.
Man, I thought that you did an excellent job also on the defensive end. It seemed like you was the catalyst and the one that started to put the pressure on. I see you had a couple of steals, a couple of rebounds. It seemed like you was the guy with the energy tonight, you know, to try to be the one to lead your team. Would you think about senior night and maybe this is your last game here? Did that motivate you even more?
I'm a junior.
Oh, you're a junior, so you're going to be back. Oh, yeah, the high shooter. No, this is actually a junior. Oh, my bad. Well, we actually get a chance to see Mr. Daniels again here at Louisiana All-American Sports, man. I want to thank you for a big game, brother. You keep up the good work, man. Congratulations. All right.
Make a run for the border. Okay, so. Okay, that'll. I'd like to get him on here. See if you can go in and see if Coach Dotson can come back out. Well, get him live. So while Joker goes and tries to fish out Coach Dotson, we'd like to thank you for joining us here on Louisiana AllAmericanSports.com all season long. We're not going anywhere. We have playoff action, and we will have that schedule up just as soon as the LHSAA releases its playoff schedule and one of our partner programs when we see where they're playing and who their opponents will be, especially if those are home games. So keep checking the Louisiana AllAmericanSports.com website and the schedule to see who we will be bringing to you in February and into March as the LHSAA postseason gets underway. Joker is in the locker room. He's trying to fish out Coach Dotson. Don't know if he's had any luck there. But remember to join us tomorrow morning on the Louisiana All-American Sports Show on 96.9 FM WHYR here in Baton Rouge. If you're not getting the most crisp signal in the world, hey, no problem. You can stream us from anywhere in the world at WHYR.org or by searching WHYR with the TuneIn radio app on your mobile phone. So, doesn't look like we've had any luck there, but we'll be signing off. You keep checking with us. Log in, sign on tomorrow morning for Joker P.
But I brought a special guest that we do have. He was able to watch the game. Once again, Gerard Piper with Louisiana All-American Sports. We have a good friend of ours, Mr. DJ White. So you said you had a game and you was able to come down here and check out McKinley tonight. What you thought?
I thought it was a pretty good game. It kept everyone excited and on their feet. So I'm so glad I came to the game. Yes, sir.
Yeah, me too. You know, we came in. McKinley was obviously the favorite. Woodlawn has only won one game, but they actually Woodlawn, I thought, had slowed the game down and started to do the spread, and McKinley playing in that zone, and it was kind of, slowing the game down, and Woodlawn started and easing their way back in. Did you see the same thing?
Yes, sir, I saw the same thing, but I feel like as long as McKinley kept playing their game, they were going to come out on top. So I feel like Coach Dodson did a great job of doing that with those guys.
Well, I know that you're a local. I'm an alumni here from McKinley myself. I'm from South Baton Rouge, and I know your family's from South Baton Rouge. Did you ever have any type of rivalry or conflict with you going to your school or not coming here, or did you always have kind of want to come to McKinley?
No, sir. I kind of figured I was gonna go my way, and a couple of guys I know go to McKinley. They're gonna go their way, and we're just gonna root for each other on each end.
So you have a lot of friends here, then?
Yes, sir. I have a lot of friends here, and I'm rooting for them, and I know they're doing the same on my end.
Well, we appreciate you, man. You're stopping in, man. Anytime you want to come see us. You got any question for him here?
No, I think you handled it very well. Thanks for joining us. Tell us this: what's it looking like for U High in the playoffs?
We really don't have an idea. I think we'll know who we're going to play and how the bracket's going to be further down in the week. So, yes, sir.
Do you expect to be the number 1 seed?
Yes, sir. We expect that, hopefully. Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, and good luck in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, my boy.
So that was University High's DJ White as they get ready for the postseason, and we are getting ready for tomorrow morning on the Louisiana All-American Sports Show. So, for Gerard Piper, this is Eric Hatfield. Good night.
Good night, everybody.